Okay, guys, we're gonna start in about 2 minutes time. Hang on. Okay, those of you can hear me, please answer yes in the chat group. Okay, guys, can you hear me? Okay, we're gonna start soon. Give me a moment. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good night, whichever time you're viewing this from, depending if you are viewing from live stream or not. Okay, if you are viewing from live stream, it's supper time again. It's our supper talk. All right, in today's talk, we are so lucky to invite a superstar project IC and tagger who recently, as you know, closed quite a fair bit of units in Copa. In fact, together with the other AAG tagger, we scored a very good score in Copa first weekend. Out of the cases closed by Orange Tea overall, uh, eight, I would say eight, um, 80 over percent is closed by AAG agents, right? And among these closing, Terry Yeow score a lot for us and Orange Tea. And today we are quite lucky to have him come and share with you behind the scenes of what exactly happened and all the objection that he handled. As you know, that COVID-19 happens a few months ago and still ongoing. And Terry the project Copper managed to was one of those that launched before the circuit breaker, and it's very challenging to close during this period because everybody will think that what happened to the market going forward might not have a positive effect on the prices. But then yet he can really close so many units and convince the customer that copper is the right project to buy, and how he overcome the COVID-19 effect. So I'm happy to have him here. So here we are. I would like to introduce to you this, I would call him the legend of copper. And here we are. We have, okay. Okay, so you guys help me to welcome our dear superstar IC and project tagger, Terry Yeow, this side. Terry Yeow. Hi, Terry, can you hear us?
Yes. Good evening, everyone.
Okay, so there's some, and here we are. We have, okay. Hi, Terry, can you hear us?
Yes. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Thank you.
Okay, so there's some.
Better?
Yeah, better.
Better, huh?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, we do a sound test first.
Yes. Thank you so much. Good evening, everyone. Thank you.
Okay, so there's some. Okay,
Test.
wait we may have some we may have to do some sound adjustment later, but never mind. You all hear me out first. Okay, so Terry, thanks for having this session with us. Yeah, better. Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, we do a sound test first.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Okay, Terry, I need you to maybe turn off your device because it's. Are you playing another YouTube? We may have to do some sound adjustment later.
Okay, now is it better now?
You all hear me out first. Yeah, better. Okay, so how come there's a playback somewhere? Thanks for having. Where the playback come from? Yeah, better. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Is there a playback from your side, Terry?
Oh, I don't have.
Sound test first. All right. Just want to test whether there's any echo effect or delay effect playback. So far, so good, right? Okay. So once again, thank you very much for Terry to tune in to this session with us. We can't wait to hear from him. Now, as usual, supper talk is more like a relaxed cat. Whether there's any echo effect, still have that delay effect playback. so good, right? Okay. So once again, thank you very much.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Lester and AAG, for having me here tonight to share with every one of you at Supper Talk. Okay, thank you, Lester, again, right? Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, for copper at Newton, I was the tagger for copper at Newton, right? It was sort of like a last minute notice from developers, informing all the JMAs and the agents and all the project ICs, right, that they're going to conduct their balloting on a Friday night. Okay, yeah. So everybody were rushing their buyers, because everyone was thinking that the developers is going to launch on the 11th of April, but they brought the time forward. Okay, now I'm going to share a bit with you the case scenarios in copper, how I managed, right, to reframe. I use the word reframe because many people think that objections are something that is very typical. They go through the objections again and again. Now, for me, wise, I'm the developer, the creator for World Cafe for Orange Tea's OT Pro. So I've created 80 objections, and all these 80 objections, right? Some may be relevant for certain projects, some can be relevant for resale, but I use a lot in project marketing. So because of I always prepare myself to make sure that I'm always ready and anticipating objections, concerns by buyers. But when they have objections, what do? I reframe them. I reframe their mind so that they will see things differently. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. And another thing is that I did share before in AAG Project Force inside the group chat that I use Instant Pro to assist me, right? Because why? Any informations that I require, any facts and data that I need to present to the buyers, I'm able to retrieve it immediately, instantly. Now, for buyers, when they buy into a project, the project, we're selling them dream. We're selling them through floor plans. We're selling them just by visiting the show flats, the model. But how are you going to convince them to pay $2,300 per square foot, $2,200 per square foot when the market sentiment is so unstable, right? So I use Instant Pro. So later I'm going to share with you, and every one of you, if you have Instant Pro, later get ready, prepare your Instant Pro, because we're going to do some exercises, right? And all these exercises that you're going to do, right, in future is going to help you to convince buyer, to assure the buyers, because the buyers needs assurances. They're buying a property for investment for own stay, right? I always reminded buyers or even investors, buy with a sell in mind. Buy something, buy a property that you can sell in the future. Okay, come, let's go. Right, I'm the official pointer tagger for Copper. So that's my name, my contact number. Right, so if you do have any cases, any buyers that you need assistance, you can call me. Okay. Now I've successfully helped close tagging 5 taggings in Copper, and all the taggings, right, need time to convince, to assure, and to ensure that the buyers are buying the right product, that they will not regret buying into copper and Newton. Now, these are the two models. Look at the models, two tower blocks. Every time when a buyer goes inside, right, I've noticed that a lot of salesperson, they focus a lot in the two models. They focus a lot. They go round and round. They spend half an hour. They spend 45 minutes at the model. You see, to me, when I present copper, I change my strategy, my way of presentation. A lot of salesperson, the moment they go into show flat, they will just go straight to the model and then they'll present everything from the model. But when you look at the model, the facade, what does it tell you? Because where is the position of the 1 beta, 2, 3, 4, and 5 betas? The buyers are not aware, right? And by using a laser pointer, you just point on the model, and then to them is, well, it's still static, it looks the same, right? So what I did was, before I present the model, and one thing, ladies and gentlemen, if you were to visit Copper and Newton, you realize that there is no site plan. No site plan at all from the developer. They did not place a site plan there. So how are we going to sell it, right? So what I did was, I showed them the fourfold. These fourfolds are very helpful. And the moment I show them the fourfold, I realized that the model, I spent very less time. I don't have to go through the model. I don't have to tell them where is the position of the swimming pool, the gym, and then the micro bubble spa, the hot and cold water spa. I don't have to show them a lot, because why? The site plan itself has already shown them what I want to tell them. So I point to them where is the positions of the 1 beta. The 1 beta, if you look at my cursor, right? The 1 betas, where's the position of the 1 betas, and then where the position of the 2 betas. The 2 betas. And also the position of the 3 betas and the 4 and 5 betas. See, I showed them their site plan. After I showed them the site plan, and then they understood. They understood the moment I point to them very fast. They just look at the model, go one round the facilities, and straight we are into the show flat. Okay, and then show flat is very, very physical, right? It's very visual. The buyers will experience it themselves. Inside the show flat, I told them, please proceed to the main entrance and get a feel. Right? The moment you enter the apartment, look at the space. Okay. Now, when I presented everything, I told the buyers later on the level 2, there is a video. Because when I sell to them, I don't sell to them copper as a condominium. Because I told them that what I'm selling you now is a hotel. Reason being, because the video on the level 2 sold to them. Because when they look at the video, straight away they were impressed. And the rest is just to address to their concern. Okay, one of the buyers that raised a concern, okay, the buyer, very concerned about all the freehold projects in Newton vicinity, not sure that he will be able to exit after 5 years. Unsure if copper is a good buy, as the selling prices are very high. Looking at 1 bedroom or 2 bedroom for investment. Okay, NCT texted me and spoken to me. Hi Terry, buyer has many concerns and need you to address to his concerns. Please help. Okay. Then, how am I able to convince the buyer to buy into copper? Now, every one of you have the Instant Pro, right? Instant Pro. So I'm going to switch on the Instant Pro now. All of you who has Instant Pro, can you do me a favor? Can you log into your Instant Pro? Every time when I present to buyers, every time, the moment the buyers have concern, I was very calm. I did not panic. I didn't take a long time to consider how to address to their concerns. So what I did was I took out Instant Pro. Can you see Instant Pro here? Now all of you has Instant Pro. Can you all log into Instant Pro now? Because I want you to do some exercise. Only through doing the exercises, then in future you'll be able to apply. Application is very important. Instant Pro has helped me close many taggings. in the project marketing, and also help me to convince, to help other NCTs to close their buyers. The most difficult of cases that I can remember, it was at the garden residences. It took me about two to 3 hours just to close the buyer. And the buyer, right? For garden residences, when it was launched, I was the announcer. When the developer draw the number, I announced it was OTT's buyer, and I was very excited for the NCT. So she brought the buyer, go inside, everyone applauded. But what happens? From 10 a.m. onwards, the buyer didn't sign. The buyer waited until about 7 plus. Then she signed the PDI, the documents. Okay, then that one I use Instant Pro, because why? The buyer have a lot of assumptions, too many assumptions. If you don't have this in your hand, right, I will be very doubtful that anyone is able to convince the buyer, because a lot of salesperson, they always think that buy, it's cheap, buy, you don't buy now, next time the price will go up, buy. That is the sales pitch of a hardcore salesperson. But as a salesperson in a show flat, you need to assure the buyer, you need to show them facts and figures, you need to show them transacted price. Okay, now every one of you are in your Instant Pro now. Can you go to condo? Because I'm unable to see you, so I'm just going to rely on my gut feel that I give you 30 seconds to log into Instant Pro. Okay, and then we go through step by step. Very good, very good. Do a simple exercise, a supper talk exercise. Instead of just listen and listen and listen, it is good that everyone practice, because the more you practice it, right, you will be able to convince your buyer very, very easily. Those that I've helped, those agents, those members, AAG members, those NCTs, the ECBs, all those that I help, right? Same, I use Instant Pro, because Instant Pro will only help you to close a deal faster. Okay, good. Now, once everybody are in, you see, for me, I always like to share with the buyers. Look at my screen. My screen is empty. So what I do is I press nearby, but please do not click nearby, ladies and gentlemen, because I want you to go to district 9 or 11. Just I'll let you know which project to go into. Now, when I was marketing copper, I was looking around, because my concern is buyers will compare with all the freehold around copper. But as a salesperson, they are always into how to answer freehold versus leasehold. Right? They gave themselves pressure, but they did not do the terrain knowledge. What do I mean by terrain knowledge? When I talk about terrain knowledge, means you must know the vicinity. What are around you? What are the comparable projects that can affect the buyer's decision? And I went around, go through those projects that are nearer to copper. And one of these projects is called, they always like to compare with Trilight. Can every one of you go to Trilight? Trilight. Go to Trilight, ladies and gentlemen. So once you're done, please text, and so that Lester will know. Trilight. Okay, now Trilight, Trilight. So all the buyers that visited, that I've served, that I helped the NCTs to serve the buyers. Now everyone will have same concern. But if you are familiar with the terrain, if you're familiar with the transacted price, the rental transacted price, all the concerns are nothing to you. The moment they raise up the concern, straight away, I go to the application. Okay, very good. Now, in Trilight, if you notice on the first page of Trilight, it stated there, age 8 years old. It's a freehold development, ladies and gentlemen. Freehold development. But do you look at it or not? Copper is District 9. Trilight is District 11. Across the road, the prices are always different. Am I right? But a lot of people fail to understand. The buyers are not aware. They thought that District 9 and 11, well, same category, but it's different. Well, you see, to me, it just across the road, even for those HDB flats, just across the road, the prices can be different by 30, 50,000 for HDB flats. So why not for condominiums? Okay, now once you're inside, I want you to go into Trilight. Go inside, you will see that everything appears. You see, these are very vital information that I need for Trilight. You see, when buyers wants to say something, because in their mind, hey, I like Trilight very good. But how am I going to say that copper is even better, right? Because Trilight, it's a freehold development and he's only 8 years old. But how am I going to convince the buyer not to think of Trilight? Now, you go to project info. Every project that you show your client, the buyers were to tell you any names of the project. Just go in, hold on a second, let me go in first, all right? Go into Trilight and then show them the information. So let me show you for Trilight, this development 30 stories tall, right? It is 30-story building and it have 205 units, 205 units. And of the 205 units, they have 2, 3, and 4 beders. 2, 3, and 4 beders as stated inside. So for Trilight, why I use Trilight? Because this is one of the bigger development. Copper 378 units, Trilight 205 units. So when the buyer say, hey, freehold cheaper, okay, we go to the transacted price. Because our property guru Lester is still coding it. So now I just go to transacted price. When I go to transacted price, you look at it, all of you into transacted price, you realize that the transacted prices are 1,008 plus. Am I right? 1,008 plus. Anyone who are not able to follow, please try to follow. And I'll try to slow down, not to speed up. Okay, now when you look at the transacted price, there is one thing that a lot of salesperson, I think they've forgotten. They know that, oh, transacted price is this much, that much. But when the buyer was to ask you a simple question, so how much rent can I get? So how much rent, if those buyers, they are buying into Trilight, what is the rental they'll be expecting? Okay, now if you look on the right hand side, there's a circle, orange circle with an eye. You can see an orange circle with an eye. I want you to click on that. Now let me tell you which unit to go to. We go to the 2 beders. Okay, we go to the 2 beders. What are the sizes of the 2 beders? Because the 2 beders are 1,000 plus square feet. That is for Trilight. Ladies and gentlemen, for a 2 bedder to 1,002 square feet, 1,000 odd square feet, that's very big, right? Okay, now we choose one, randomly choose one. We random choose one. Okay, we don't choose those very high floor, 28, 29 floor. We don't choose that. We choose those about mid floor, like 1304. Can you go to 1304? Now 1304, click on the icon, circle and the eye. Click on the 1304. You come to a page whereby estimate price. Can see now? You come to estimate price. Now this is to tell you that the rent for the 1,000 square feet to 1,100 square feet unit, right? The rent, if the buyer, the investor wants to have a return of 3%, up to 4%, you can see that the rent is about $5,000. And then 4% is $6,800, right? You can see that the jump, right? But we do know that buyers, they will say, wow, the yields are very low, right? 3% yield are very low leh. Then, you know how I reframe him. I reframe him. Step 1. Now, if your installment, we look at the installment below, 75% loan, right? We take it that the buyers take up 75% loan. So 75% loan, the monthly installment is 5307. Everyone get me? Follow me? 5307. That is the monthly rent. Now, when you go to 3% yield, how much is the monthly rent? If he were to rent out, it's 5125. Correct? That means it's 3% yield. So to see whether this unit able to get 3% or later, we go to the rental transacted price. So now of 5307 per month, then plus monthly maintenance. So if the monthly maintenance, we take it $400 per month. So it work out to $5,700 per month plus the mortgage. That means the investor have to pay $5,700 per month, right, to own a unit in Tri-Light. But then this investor say, I want to rent it out, but how much can I rent? The rental market is so bad. I have no confidence that the rent will be high. I have no confidence that the rental market is healthy, and I have no confidence that I'm able to get a tenant. What happened 1 month, 2 months? Okay, when the buyer mentioned this, right, I will show the buyer. Now, first to address, because he's paying $5,700 per month, but his rental he's getting about 5,001. We just take 5,001. So 5,007 minus 5,001 is $600 difference. Correct? For investors, well, wow, $600 difference. No lah, that's not a good deal for me. Ladies and gentlemen, I reframe him. Reframe the investor. I told the investor, Mr. Buyer, please bear in mind, you are not paying 100%. You are not paying $2,050,000 to own a $2,050,000 property. You are only paying 25%. You are paying 25%. The balance 75% is into your mortgages, right? And your mortgages, you can take it, right? The loan tenure, you can take it 10 years, 20 years, or even 30 years. Bear in mind, for a freehold development, the duration is unlimited, correct? What about for copper? If copper is only 99 years, so I told him 99 years less the 1 year whereby the developer tender for the land, build, show flat, and then construction period of 3 years, 4 years. So 99 years minus 4 years, you have 95 good years to make money, to own copper. Okay? Now, for example, if your monthly installment is 5,007 and the rent is only 5,100, there's a deficit of $600. $600. Is it a good business for you, or is it not a good business for you? Some buyers will say, no lah, cannot. Because why? I want to make sure that the rent will cover more than my mortgages. At the same time, give me $5,000 to $1,000 at least for me to spend. But I told the buyer, you only pay 25%. All right? If you think that you want to have a higher return, that means every month there's a passive income, a positive passive income. That means 5,007 plus another 1,000, 6,007. That means there's only one way for you. You have to lay down more down payment. You need to take lower loan, lower amount of loan. Correct? That's one. If now you're taking 75% loan and the tenant is paying for you, okay, 80% or 70% of your mortgages. 10 years later, the tenant will leave the apartment with only 2 luggages and say, thank you so much, Mr. Landlord. I'm very happy. I rented from you for 10 years. He walked away. He left your apartment, but he left with nothing but memories. But what about you as a landlord, as an investor? You have a property in hand. Now, of this property, take for example, if it's copper. If for copper, that means you rented 10 years. How many good years you have left to make money from your investment unit? You have 85 good years left, right? And that is already 1/3 of your loan period gone. So if you loan for another 10 years, 20 years, right? 30 years, your loan will be fully redeemed. And what happened then? After 30 years, 95 minus 30, you still have 60 good years to own and enjoy the property, right? Now we look back how to check the rental. Now, earlier this unit was a 1,087 square feet. So now I'll go to the rent transaction. When the rent transactions, I look at the two-bedder because all these are the two-bedders. You see, ladies and gentlemen, once I click, look at March 2020. Are all of you into rental transaction now? Are all of you at a rental transaction now? If you are, please drop a text so that Lester will know. Every one of you need to be with me because this is how I convince the buyer. I educate the buyers. I educate the investors. After what I've shared with them, they feel assured. That is the reason why they proceeded. Okay, now you're into the rental transactions. Now for Instant Pro, look at on top, which is Tri-Light. Look at the top of the orange. On top, it stated there 286 transactions. Correct? Rental transactions, 286. If you want to buy a property, all right, to know whether Newton vicinity, whether the take-up rate, is it good or no good, look at the on top the transaction. There are 286 over 205 units, correct? Because Tri-Light have 205 units, but the transaction was 286 and it was an 8 years development. So what does it tell you? It tells you that, over the 8 years period, 286 were rented out. It can be renewal, it can be new leases, but there are transactions, right? That means the demand is there. Even though the two-bedders, look at the rent, 1,001 square feet two-bedders, or we look at those whereby it's about a smaller size, 1,001 to 1,002, 4,007. Okay, we look at March, the unit that was transacted. Let me see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Fifth unit from March 2020. Fifth unit from March 2020. You'll notice that the rent is $4,700. Correct? $4,700. That means it's below 3% yield. Agree on? Now, that I will explain to the buyer. Now, of the 4,700 rent, number one thing that I can think of is either on a lower level. Number two, it may be a renewal. Certain units renewal, the landlord increase rent and tenant pay. Certain units, the landlord, the relationship between the landlord and the tenant are good. So the landlord, it's okay. Minus 1,200 is fine. Correct? So that's why the rent is low. But if you look further down, in February 2020, you'll notice that the units were rented out at 5,000. So that means it's very close to the 3% yield. You see? Ladies and gentlemen, this is how I convince the buyers. I use all these figures and convince him. Then the buyers were asking, Terry, the two-bedder in copper, the largest is only 689 square feet. But you're comparing with 1,001 square feet, 1,087 square feet. That is much bigger than our unit. And then I told the buyer, you see, when the tenants, right? First thing in District 9, 10, and 11, you know that the profile of the tenants, they are different tenants. The category, the levels are very different. The professions are very different. They are high income executive expats. They are high income expats. That is why $5,000 for a two-bedder, they are willing to pay. Why not they go to a suburban? $5,000, they can rent a four-bedder or even a five-bedder. Correct or not? But why in District 11 or even District 9? Why? You see, that means your tenant, right, profile belongs to the higher grade. You're not expecting those lower grade tenants. Now, those tenants who don't have a high budget, who have a low budget, they will never step into District 9, 10, 11. They don't dare to step inside because they know that they can't afford. No landlord would accept their offer. So they will never appear. But those who appear in District 9, 10, 11, these tenants are of different profile, high profile. So if you think that you want a low price condo, then you go to suburban. And then your profile of tenants, you will understand, are very different. Okay, so this is how I sold to them, right, as an investor. Now, another thing is, now, ladies and gentlemen, we're still inside the rental transaction. Inside the rental transactions, when you look at the transaction, I've asked the buyers. Now, let me share with you. In March, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 units rented in March alone. In February, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 units rented out. In January, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. January, 6 units rented out. Ladies and gentlemen, why did I show it to them? Why did I calculate? Why did I count to them? My intention is very clear. I told the investors, I told the buyers, when you buy a property for investment in any location, you must always look at the surrounding development, because the surrounding projects may affect your rent. Am I right? They say yes. Now, if the surrounding projects are renting at high rent and every month there are transactions, look for transactions. For a development, if you have monthly transacted rent, units being rented out, what does it tell you? It tells you that the rental market is very healthy. Don't expect, right? Don't hope that one project, one day or within 1 month, all the units being rented out. Then the subsequent months, no transactions. That's not healthy. What you need is there are transactions every month, because every month transactions, what does it tell you? It tells you that the demand is still there. So why do you need to worry? You don't have to worry. Any property that you invested, right, that you buy, you don't have to worry about leasing. But rental market is bad. No, there's so many surpluses. Of course. So if tenants, they go to Twilight, if they can't afford a $5,000 apartment, where is the next option? They will look for 4,009, 4,008, 4,007. So now if the buyer was to come to your unit and offer you 4,005 or 4,006, will you take it? You will take it, right? Because you might think that, oh, because my unit is small. You see, for all landlords, for all investors, what they need, what they want are the right tenants, the tenants that can afford. Twilight is an 8 years old development, but the rent there, I can assure you, very high. That's one project. Now, another project I would like to use is Newton H. Okay, now before that, we go back to Twilight again. Now we go to sale transacted. Sale transacted. Now the buyer said, now Terry, I think I better buy a freehold. I don't have a 99 years. 99 years, well, next time the value drop, price drop, you know. Well, I told the buyers, all right. Now for Twilight, even though you look at the prices, 1,800 plus per square foot, but look at the development. Look at the external, the exterior. Look at the balcony. The balcony is so big. You see? So any one of you who have marketed Twilight before, the balconies are big, right? Big and spacious, correct? But the internal space can be small. It may not be big, you know, right? So our 689 square feet, right? It's a bite size. That means when you buy a property, you want to be assured that in future when you want to sell, right, you're able to let go. Why do you want to buy a $3,000 99 years development like like other projects in the Orchard Road? Because I'm not going to name them, but some of them, they're even at District 3, but the selling price is 2829 2009 per square foot, right? We are District 9, 5 minutes to Newton MRT station. So copper is the one. Okay, now when we look at the transacted price, you can see that the freehold, they are going at 1.8 million, right? 1.8 million. But the two bidders, you look at it, 1087 and 1163 square feet unit, right? They were transacted at 2 over million. So that means if the buyers don't have the budget, very simple, right? I always like to use the example. Have you ever eaten an elephant? I ask the buyers, investors, have you ever eaten an elephant? They say, well, no. Yeah. Then do you know how to eat an elephant? Cut. Of course, I definitely have to cut, right? Because elephants so gigantic. So I say, an elephant is so massive, so huge. If a developer is able to sell to you a bigger size apartment, don't you think that the developers want to sell it to you? 2,000 square feet easier for them, they will sell you a 2,000 square feet size and get rid of it. But why do they need to make it smaller in sizes? It is because they want to make it affordable for the buyers, for the investors. An elephant, you need to cut it into bite sizes, roast it, then you can eat it. So likewise with properties, developers can sell you big units at a low price, then they will sell you. But when the bigger unit comes in, do you know that for copper, the penthouse unit, there was one penthouse unit which was 2301. The penthouse cost $7.84 million. 7.84, my goodness. And the per square foot price is 2,500 plus per square foot. 2,500 plus per square foot. In the past, the bigger the units, the lower the PSF prices. But now, the bigger the units, the higher the PSF prices. Why? Because there's only one. So rare. But in copper, there were 8 of them. You see? That means anyone who bought into the penthouse, that means they don't have many competitors to fight with. Okay? So another thing is that transaction. Now, I've told the buyers, when you buy into a freehold and a leasehold 99 years, now most of the freehold projects, because many owners, when they bought the freehold, they bought and then they hold very tightly. At night, when after they gotten the keys to the freehold development, at night when they sleep inside the room, husband and wife, wow, the husband will talk to the wife, honey, we are sleeping on a freehold apartment. The feeling is different. I feel like very, very grand. No, right? You see, when they bought into a freehold apartment, they won't say, oh, luckily I stay in a freehold. No, because I told the buyers, you see, for freehold developments, now older ones, you need to do a lot of repair, a lot of furnishing, renovation, and it's not new, right? And the design can be very old. But for new developments, the designs, the technology, everything are new. So why not you go into copper, go into a new developments instead of old developments? Buyers have all these same questions and same concern. Freehold better, freehold better. But why they go for copper? Why? Why not? Because can they afford? All of them can afford. Because if you can afford 2,200 plus per square foot, you can afford $2,300 per square foot. So what is 1,800 per square foot? Right? The difference is about $400 to $500 difference. And yet they don't buy into freehold. They bought into copper because they want new, because of the first mover advantage. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Now, another development that I want to use is, can everyone go back to nearby? Go back to the condo nearby. So for this buyer, okay, ladies and gentlemen, for this buyer, he raised all these concerns, but this concern, I don't just use one development. I use 3 developments and I convince the buyers. 3 developments. They will say that, hey, Newton Edge. Can every one of you go to Newton Edge? Newton Edge. Newton Edge. So once you're at Newton Edge, can you pause it there? Okay. So we're almost done. Later I'll share with another 2 more, then we're done. Okay, Newton Edge. Now Newton Edge is the same thing again. We go to rental transaction. Now rental transactions. Okay, now Newton Edge got 104 units, ladies and gentlemen. Now then the buyers was asking, hey, look at Newton Edge, the 1 bedder, the prices are so cheap. The rent is only 2004, 2003, and 2001. Right? Then why would anyone rent $3,000 at Copper? Okay. Now I told the buyer, you see, very importantly is that in Copper, buyers, those buyers who have a budget, they will all go to a very cheap development, a development that have command low rent, right? But those buyers who have budget, company give them budget, or they themselves, they want the luxury, because the expats, when they come to Singapore, they come to work, is either 1, 2, or 3 years contract. And during this period, they want the best for themselves. Why would they settle for something that is so poor and so bad? They will go for brand new development. They go for good developments. So Copper is one of them. When the buyer asks, when the investor asks, but 2004 for 1 bedder in Newton Edge, I will go there. What? Of course, you go there because you don't have high budget. But if you have high budget, would you go there or would you come to Copper? Will you go to Newton Edge or will you come to Copper? Ask yourself this question. Secondly is, right, because this development, when I sell to you, why did I sell to you as a hotel? Because you have concierge services. You have bespoke services. That development don't have. When you take a Grab, take a taxi, stop in front of the main entrance, all right? Someone open the door for you. Good afternoon, sir. Good morning, sir. Right? And then when the tenants need to drink coffee, they can drink coffee at the clubhouse all day, right? All day. Huh? When they go to the swimming pool, there is a towel counter. They don't have to bring their own towel. Someone will pass them the towel. They can go to the counter and collect the towel and go for swim. And when they go to the gym, well, exercising, they don't have to bring their towel, right? And they have fruit infused drinks for them in the gym. Okay, and then the towel, they can have a towel to wipe their sweat. Where do you have all these? All right, Newton Edge don't have. So if you want to enjoy concierge service, pay more. It's okay, right? Now we look at the rent transacted. Now we're at rent transacted, right, ladies and gentlemen? Look at March. March again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. February 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then January. There's let me see, where's the January? Yes, January. There's a few. You see, that means every month there are transactions except February. February there's only 1 transaction. What does it tell you? It tells you that the rental demand is still very healthy in Newton area. So after assuring the buyers, right, bought a 1 bedroom instead of a 2 bedder, okay, because his budget. Now we go to the next example, next case study. Want to buy for investment, very concerned as to the high purchase price, afraid that upon TOP unable to rent out, as Newton vicinity have many projects renting at lower rent and may not be able to rent out at a higher rent. Okay, eventually this buyer bought a 1 bedder because the buyer's budget is 1.2 million. Look at stack 0805. The price is above 1.2 million. He doesn't want it. The buyer doesn't want it. So when a unit at a lower level at less than 1.2 million, he came back and he took the unit. You see, ladies and gentlemen, buyers, it's either, there are 4 factors I always like to share with investors or buyers, right? The 4 factors, listen carefully because I'm going to share once and not going to share twice. The first factor is location. Second factor is quantum price. Third factor is size. Fourth factor is PSF. I always ask the buyer, which of these factors are you sensitive in? Location, price, size, or PSF? If you want, for example, to stay in Orchard, you want to invest in Orchard, be prepared to pay a high price. Do not expect to pay low price for a bigger size. So that is why you see that for a 1 million budget, you can buy a 1-bedder in Orchard, maybe, right? A smaller size apartment, okay? And then the PSF is very high, correct? That's why I told them, which one are you sensitive? And one buyer came to me and said, I'm very sensitive towards the PSF. Ken, if you're sensitive towards PSF, if PSF is something that matters to you, may I propose 4th Avenue? May I propose Mayfair? Because those PSF are much lower here. Oh no, I like Newton. Because he mentioned he liked Newton. Then I compare with Pullman. Pullman is asking for 2009 per square foot for the units there. Here we're only 2003. Pullman is freehold. In future, when Pullman, those owners who bought Pullman, they want to sell, what will be their selling price? Their selling price will never be 2009. Their selling price will be above 2009. Am I right? Their prices will be 3,000, maybe 3,002. But bear in mind, when you buy into copper, the PSF you're paying is $2,250, $2,300. But in future, what happens? You gave yourself rooms for potential upside. That means when you sell, if you sell 2005, 2006, your price is still lower than Pullman. Will you have buyers? Yes, you will have buyers. And we are in District 9. Okay. Then the buyers, okay, went for it. Went for the 1-bedder. Now there's one more that is a 3-bedder owner, buyer. Now these buyers wanted to buy a 3-bedder, but he's unwilling. All right, the buyer's comment, buyer for 3-bedroom, 2.149 million will be close to 2,003 per square foot. Doesn't seem appealing. Was hoping to get somewhere between 2,150 to 2,002, but at least on level 5 and above. I told the buyer, okay, before that, NCT, hi Terry, he's looking at stack 06, but only level 4 is available, or level 9 and above is 2243 PSF. Wow, it's a bit sian. Okay, the buyer is a bit, sian already. Because why? His budget is up to 2002. But I told the buyer, you see, I told the buyer, don't look at PSF. Bear in mind, look at the quantum price. Okay, now, when you look, you wanted high floor. But when there's no high floor, I can't sell you low floor, right? When there's no lower level, I can't sell you. But you wanted 5 floor and above. You see, developers don't sell the price to meet the buyer's budget. Buyers need to meet the sellers, the developers' expectation. Okay? So if you're keen in this development, so think about it, right? There's nothing else. I compare the PSF. I compare stack 16, stack 16 in copper, and with this unit, I compare those facing the flyover. Look at those facing the flyover. They are asking for $2,300 over per square foot. But down here, this is still 2,002. Why? Because it is facing the Newton Edge, right? And it's quieter facing. Even though it's next to the bin center, next to the substation, I told the buyer, out of sight, out of mind. So for those who visited copper, you will realize when you go to the model, I will explain to you what I meant by out of sight, out of mind. That means when the buyers, upon TOP, you collected the units and you want to sell it off. The buyers walk to visit your physical unit, go inside. The first place they'll go is the balcony. Once they look outside the balcony, then they look down. When they look down, the substation is there. Wow, I don't want to buy. No. Because I told the buyers, when you're on a higher level, you don't look down, you look straight. Your view is straight. You never walk to the balcony and always look down. Why do you want to look down? Right? When you look down, sometimes you got a fear. So it's always sit down and look straight, correct? So down, when you look straight out, you don't see the substation, you don't see the bin center. And the bin center and substation, they are being camouflaged. Camouflaged by the facade, by the trellis, by the building. You see, the architect camouflage it until you can't see it. So another thing is that in your master room, because in the master room window, there's a panel of wall that extruded, that were protruded out, the design, and it sort of like block some views. I think to block off the view towards Istana. So I say, you see, when you're inside the master room, can you see below? You can't see anything. So that's why I say, out of sight, out of mind. This unit, stack 06, is okay. And the buyer bought into this unit. He has a lot of concern, and I address to all the concerns, because too many concerns that I hope that I can share. But of course, in future, if there's another session, then I'll share more. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Now, when I sell copper, I don't sell that is a condo. I told them I'm selling you a hotel. They say, why hotel? Look at the lounge. Look at the corners here. Look at it. 38 meters wide and then 8 meters height. Where do you find a clubhouse like that? Any developments in Singapore that you find a clubhouse like that? And another thing is that look at the main entrance, the arrival. When you arrive, look at the vehicle. Arrive, there's no gate, no barrier. In front, there's no guardhouse. There's no barrier in front of the entrance of the development. What does it tell you? You're arriving to a hotel. Only hotel will have that kind of a features, correct? Not those typical condominium whereby in front there's a guardhouse and then two security guards will ask you, where are you going? Where are you looking for? Right? Now you go in, they'll check your temperature, correct? So don't have. This is a hotel, you know. And another thing is that, okay, now you look at the slide, you can see that the piano at the extreme left corner. Now this piano will be there. You can engage, you can hire a pianist to play music while you are celebrating your gatherings, your parties, right? With your friends, your neighbors, your birthday celebration. Because of the concierge service, they can help you to get a party planner to plan your party, to plan your gatherings, right? And it's enclosed. Imagine, invite your friends over. Look at the lounge area. Look at the lounge area. Oh, the picture is a bit not so clear. No, the lounge area, the chandeliers, right? Look at it. It tells you that this is not a clubhouse. This is a hotel lounge. You know, it makes you feel good. Any tenants that comes here, they look at it, they look at the facilities, they are more than willing to pay for the facilities. They are more than willing to pay for it. Okay? Then look at the courtyard. The courtyard can seat 16 diners with a long table there. So that means you have an indoor, you have an outdoor. Imagine, ladies and gentlemen, if you are the tenant, you want to host a party, what would you do? You will enjoy it, because why? Your friends all will come. Hey, is this a hotel? Right? But you're paying the rent of a condo. Okay? Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. I hope that you enjoyed the session and you've gained some valuable tips from me, okay? Because I use Instant Pro a lot, and I'm very sure, you know, with this in hand, make use of it. If you don't make use of it, it's wasted, right? You know, Lester has been constantly upgrading and improving the versions. All right, and this will definitely help you because it helped me, and I'm very sure it will help you 100%. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Thank you, Lester. Thank you, Lester. Thank you so much.
Okay, guys, you got any question for Terry? Okay, any question for Terry regarding how he closed deal at Copper and any things that he shared earlier? What do you have in any questions? Okay, so Terry is one of the top closer, and he used Instant Pro a lot. Right, while waiting for the questions to come in for Terry, I will just share with you some good news. As you all know, Instant Pro listing for sale and listing for rent was down. Actually, it's very easy to fix. It's just that I was very busy with rolling out the business continuity plan for AAG. So I focused that in the first 2 weeks. And thankfully, today I managed to finish it. So I will be sending out to you all late tonight. Most of you will be able to update it by just the next day. You just need to on your Instant Pro tomorrow morning, and you should see a prompt out to tell you that there's a new version available. Just download that new version, and you will be able to enjoy the issue being fixed. In the meantime, if you need to use Instant Pro urgently for look for listing for sale for rent, I mentioned to you before there was a workaround. The workaround is simply to go down to, instead of listing for sale, listing for rent, you scroll all the way down, click on listing near this project. Then you set the distance to 0.2. Then you hit search, and you will have the listing that you want that will appear for that particular project. If not, just tomorrow morning you wake up, you turn on your Instant Pro, it should auto update and ask you to download the latest version.
Okay.
All right.
Lester, there's a question by Cindy Ho asking, was there any objection pertaining to maintenance fee?
Okay, Terry, why don't you address that?
Yes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, same thing, when before I market copper, right, I was looking at how to sell this project. It wasn't easy, let me tell you, right? But all the facts and information that was provided by all the ICs, they are very helpful. But I need to have my own sales speech. The moment the buyers raise their concern, wow, one bidder, the monthly maintenance is $400, right? For two bedders, the monthly maintenance for a classic unit, which is a 2-bed, 1 bath, the monthly maintenance is $480. And then for a 2-bed, 2 bath, the monthly maintenance is $560. Then how do I address to that? When the buyers or the investor raise these, right? I don't have a shocked face, I don't have a stunned face. I smiled to them and I asked them. I presented because why? I focus on the concierge services. The concierge. Imagine someone deliver a parcel, someone collect on your behalf, right? Don't you think it's good service, right? And another thing is you need to make a reservation for a dinner with your loved ones, with your wife, with your husband, their birthday, any wedding anniversary. Call up the concierge. They help you make reservations. They can suggest to you which restaurants to go. They can help you. And then when you go swimming, there's a towel counter. You can collect a towel, swim, finish, return the towel. That's it. Correct? You're done. And then when you go to the gym, what happens? You go there, exercise, sweat, and then there's fruit infused drinks for you plus a towel. Right? What these are concierge services. You pay maintenance. Other developments, they pay $300 for a 1-bedder or $350 for a 1-bedder. Some developments, yes, the monthly maintenance is only $200. Very low monthly maintenance, but 2,000 over people using it. Right? You don't have concierge services, right? Correct? Now, and then for those residents, right? For example, if you're staying there, you want to own them. You own a 3-bedder, 4-bedder, or 5-bedders, right? You own a unit there. So if you have one car, you think, hey, one car only one. But what about if you own 2 cars, right? Then it's worth, right? Correct? Think of the concierge services. Think of the cars. Okay, for 1-bedder, $400. Well, can you pack it into the tenant? Well, you can. You can add extra $200 into the rent. Because why? Because of the concierge services and because of the clubhouse. Look at the clubhouse. The clubhouse is like a hotel lounge, right? And I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, of the 5 cases, right, that are assisted to conclude, to done deal, no one raised the management fee or the monthly maintenance fee again to me. They happily accepted, be it the 1-bedroom investor, 2 or 3 bedrooms own stay. They accepted because why? They know value is what you want, price is what you pay.
Well said. All right, so with that, we thank Terry for the amazing sharing of how he closed so many units. In fact, many taggers, many NCT who bring to him, actually they didn't think that he will close the unit, but somehow his charm just works. right? So for those of you who still got question, you can PM him directly. Terry, you want to read out your phone?
Yes. Thank you, Lester. Okay, now my contact number, I'll just go back, 900-11118. 900-11118. If you need any assistance, can just give me a call. Okay, now my number is reflected here in the slide. All right, thank you, Lester, and thank you, AAG, for giving me the opportunity to share in the supper talk. Thank you so much, everyone.
Okay, so with that, we will say good night to all of you. But remember, later when we share the link in Facebook, please help me thank him in the Facebook link for his sharing. Okay, and for the rest of you, good night. Right, see you. Bye bye.
See you. Bye bye. Thank you so much.